two students that will share their experience. And what we would like also is in this event to promote the networking for the next, why not, potential new projects. We will talk about potential future projects with Latin America, in the framework of Alinvest. Why not another Erasmus vocational training? But of course, one of my colleagues will explain the synergy projects in the field of energy and the open call Life Energy. EduDemoS is an Erasmus project, 250 budget, and we have some partners like the Technik macht Spaß, from the Gerda Stetter Stiftung from Germany. We have also the Fundación Sergio Alonso, that they are based in Canary Islands. And also we have in this consortia, we are participating as Finnova. And that's it. We are going to start offering, and also, sorry, and the Swiss GBSSG, they have done an enormous effort with young students learning in how to work with prototypes, learning in the field of renewable energy and energy efficiency. This project has been a project of a duration of 21 months, and we host them here in Brussels some weeks ago, and it was an amazing experience. And that's it. We are going to start with the institutional keynote from the European Commission, from Mr. I don't see you, Mr. Frank Siebern-Thomas, head of unit, about fair green and digital transitions research from the DG Employment. Okay.
Hello, good morning. Thank you very much. We are just connecting on time. Thank you very much for having us. I'm Frank Siebern-Thomas, head of unit for fair green and digital transitions research in DG Employment. I'm here with a colleague of mine, Kilian de Cruyff Molina. We have together prepared for you a short introduction on the policy background seen from DG Employment perspective, and we'll share with you some slides in a second. Let me start by recalling the background. They use the European Green Deal as a background for your activities. You're all aware of the EU's renewed commitment also under the new Commission to the climate targets under the European Green Deal, that is reaching climate neutrality by 2050, reducing emissions by at least 55% by 2030. And the Commission has also put up a proposal for an intermediate target 2040 of 90%. We'll try to put up the slides. I think you cannot see yet. Let us share our screen. Yes.
Now it's okay.
Slide, please. Okay. We're getting there. Sorry. Here you have the slide. Just recalling to you that obviously the European Green Deal is the overarching strategy here, which is a massive investment transformation agenda covering all sectors of the economy and society.
Kilian,
yes.
we cannot see your PowerPoint. No. We have seen just the first slide.
So you cannot see the European Green Deal?
Not yet. Before you were sailing with us.
If it's difficult, then I'm also happy to deliver without slides, and we share them with you afterwards.
Yes, I imagine.
Seems to be a connection issue because the slides are online, but if we move them, apparently they don't move forward. And you still see us?
You
Or you
have.
see just the first slide.
Yes, you have to share with, and you have the right to share in this webinar.
Okay, maybe I do it without slide, and we're happy to share the slides with you
Okay,
afterwards.
then you send to us, and we will share with all. Go ahead. Thank you very much.
If it makes it so important from in this context for me, for us to highlight, is that there's as part of the Green Deal and the transition towards climate neutrality, towards a more resource efficient, climate neutral economy, also the commitment to a fairer economy, and to having a transition which is just and inclusive, which includes a fair sharing of efforts, costs, and benefits as we go along. This is important for various reasons, because we are facing increasingly the impacts of the climate crisis, with more frequent weather effects, natural disasters, as you know, which tend to hit the poorest in society and the most vulnerable hardest. So while climate policy does have a cost in terms of economic and social policy, it also delaying action or inaction obviously have even higher costs. That's, I think, important for us to highlight. And this, we have to put this into place in the context of European societies and economies facing additional crises. The high energy prices are one of those in the run-up to the war in Ukraine, and also issues regarding the fairness. We have conducted, and obviously there are a lot of developments at geopolitical level, which are also making the context particularly challenging with regard to promoting the transition towards climate neutrality and fair transitions also at global level. From our point of view, fairness in this context is an important feature. And we have carried out a few years ago, at the height of the energy crisis, a Eurobarometer survey among Europeans, including young Europeans. And I understand your context, your work has focused in particular on young people. The new commission also has held youth dialogues. Our executive vice president, Ms. Minsato, held a youth dialogue in March to discuss also the priorities of young people in this transition. When we conducted this survey, there was a big support for a just transition, but there were also uncertainties mentioned. And one uncertainty is that the majority of Europeans didn't show confidence that we could reach the transition goals, that we would be able to achieve sustainable goods and services affordable to all by 2050. So this is one important challenge. If there are doubts about the pathway, that obviously has a bearing on what we do in this transition. And the second, Europeans have also highlighted that they see job creation potential in this transition. That's a central part of your project, if I understand correctly. So a majority of 2/3 of Europeans in the survey has said that they believe that the transition can create more jobs than it could destroy, and that those jobs can be largely quality jobs. At the same time, important shares of Europeans have said that they're not sure they have the right skills to do so. And young people also have highlighted that they want to be part of this sustainability transition, but are probably uncertain what the pathways are in terms of education and training to get there. And last but not least, many Europeans had voiced challenges asking if they can afford the high energy bills throughout this transition, uncertain about the further development of energy prices. Last but not least, we have asked Europeans what policies do you support in this context. And the large majority of Europeans provided support to increasing their country's investments, including in public infrastructure, transport infrastructure, for example. Also to subsidize vulnerable people, to help them make their homes more energy efficient, and especially poorer people in vulnerable households. And also more than close to 90% of all Europeans in that survey said that they support encouraging private companies through rules and incentives to reduce their emissions, but while also switching to more energy efficient methods, but also to adopt more circular and sustainable processes and retain and retrain the workforce as needed. So we take this as a kind of call to the policymakers to put in place policies that enable, empower people, young people in particular, in this transition. And what do we do to do this? Maybe in a nutshell, we have little time, but we work on this from the analytical angle, from the policy angle, and we also support certain projects ourselves. So analytically, just saying we do some work to try to understand where is the job creation potential in the transition. We do this together with the colleagues in the Joint Research Center in Sevilla in particular, an independent research body inside the European Commission. And what we do have to note is that obviously we have to combine, look at this at the regional level, at the sector level, and take into account that some sectors and some regions will be at risk of losing jobs. There will be massive restructuring in energy-intensive industries, but there's huge job creation potential in renewable energy production, wind, solar, those you are looking at in your project, but also in the circular economy, which will be a new type of circular economy. And the Commission is working, for example, to develop a Circular Economy Act by next year to also strengthen the circular economy in this context. We also see that we have labor shortages in many sectors, or certain groups, women, younger people, people with lower educational backgrounds, also migrant populations, who are underrepresented in some of the booming sectors of the energy transition. At the same time, companies have faced difficulties in recruiting adequately skilled staff. So here's something to be done, both in terms of education, retraining on the job, but also in helping people integrate the labor market and increase their labor supply, in particular from vulnerable backgrounds. And these are areas in which we're active. The Commission, for example, has adopted an action plan to address skill and labor shortages and putting that in place together with member states and social partners. And we also see that inside certain sectors, in particular in energy-intensive industries, adult participation training is quite low. The Commission has set, the EU has set itself targets. One target in particular is to reach adult participation and training rate of 60% annually, to help people retrain themselves on the job and to retrain to acquire new skills, because while some will lose their job, most people will be facing changing tasks on their job due to greening of production processes, due to digitalization, and that's why we need to help them, or we think we need to accelerate access to retraining on the job. We also see, and there I can't see this now, but I'm happy to share the slide with you, beautiful maps our colleagues at the Joint Research Center in Sevilla are producing, which show where are currently the energy and where's currently the employment in energy-intensive industries, in which regions, notably in Central Europe, and which are the regions which are expected to create good jobs in the renewable economy. Among the many actions the Commission is putting in place in terms of policies is a so-called Union of Skills. That's something which was adopted in March of this year. And this includes a whole list of initiatives the Commission is trying to take to improve basic skills in general and basic digital skills in particular, to promote green skills, skills needed for the green transition, but also to increase vocational education and training, including in key sectors for the energy transition, and further to improve skills portability, and last but not least, to also attract talent from outside Europe where relevant, based on legal pathways. So the Commission is, the EU is setting up a so-called talent pool, helping in particular to address labor and skill shortages in shortage occupations. In addition, the Commission, one more initiative I want to mention on this current project is developing, together with social partners, a so-called quality jobs roadmap. This is something President von der Leyen has announced for this mandate. The focus is not only on job creation, but on creation of quality jobs. And this is of particular relevance in the energy transition, as we see often people who are facing restructuring, who are facing job losses in energy-intensive industries. These tend to be quite well-paid jobs and often jobs with significant advantages. And the OECD last year has conducted a particular analysis in its so-called employment outlook, looking at the quality impacts of job-to-job transitions in the context of the energy transition. And there's a double message there. There are many good jobs in the new green economy, many jobs for high-skilled people, but there's a particular challenge of people phasing out of good jobs in energy-intensive industries who may face problems and see their job quality decline throughout the process. We believe it's important to ensure that these new jobs in the green transition remain good jobs, and this may require different types of policies, including accompanying people by retraining or through other measures in the transition. We have some estimates, but that's difficult to do, of what are the skills needed in the future, of what are the job creation potential. So under the Clean Industrial Deal, certainly there's the expectation that at least 500,000 new jobs can be created with the right policies in place, but this comes at the cost of retraining, as I mentioned before. And the Commission is supporting, and together with member states, a lot of initiatives to put in place certain academies for batteries, for hydrogen, or for other clean tech sectors to support the rollout of renewables and the rollout and deployment of new clean technologies as we go along. Last but not least, I would probably say, in addition, what we also do, we regularly discuss with member states what policies they put in place at the national and regional level. In the context of the Fit for 55 package, we have negotiated with member states a tool we call a Council recommendation on ensuring a fair transition towards climate neutrality. This is a guidance to member states how to assess the particular challenges and put in place adequate employment, social policies, policies giving access to essential services, also social protection policies in the transition. And we review progress with member states regularly. I'm mentioning it because we will have a meeting next week, a 2-day peer review meeting with member states, where member states present progress they have made, and other member states comment on their presentation. Also, the Commission comments and asks questions. And we have held particular hearings also with civil society, including youth organizations and social partners, to ask what their view is on progress made or on outstanding progress, including also the adequate involvement of social partners, civil society organizations, in designing and putting in place policies, because that's part of the fairness as well, to decide together what are the priorities and see how things are going. The last comment I would like to make is, because you are presenting a very interesting project here, which is important for us, we also, in this peer review we do in these progress reviews, want to take into account feedback from such projects, because they often show what's feasible on the ground, and we need to exchange best practices among member states. Member states task us to do that very explicitly. And to that purpose, we will set up a new tool we want to call a European Fair Transition Observatory. This will collect information on policies, on best practices, and on data and actual impacts in the EU, in the member states, in the regions. And it will also collect best practices of projects on the ground, which show that they can work and that can be scaled up or implemented in other regions. We have ourselves in 22 issued a call for social innovations for fair transitions. At that time, 17 projects were selected, and with the slides we'll share with you also some of those. In particular, one project which is called Green EDU, which is increasing the employability of groups with more difficulties to access the labor market in green sectors. We have another project called EuroDice, which supports retraining, reskilling, upskilling of migrants and refugees in Greece, Italy, and Germany to integrate the circular economy. Or we have a project Just for All, it's called, which builds social innovation learning laboratories in Europe through a just transition for all and with all. So I probably end to say that in addition to the work we are doing in DG Employment, also the colleagues in DG Education and Culture are very active. And there's another council recommendation on education for sustainability, because we do understand that the measures we're discussing with member states in terms of policy making as we speak on employment and social policies have to go hand in hand with a longer term horizon to also change and adjust our education systems and mainstream sustainability in our education systems, in our university curricula, and in VET schemes. And I understand that, and I look forward, let's say, to the outputs and feedback from your projects, because I do believe that they can provide guidance there. And with this, I probably conclude on this short snapshot on how we in DG Employment try to contribute to making the transition an effective one, but also a just one, an inclusive one, which empowers people as they go along. And we despite all the challenges through which Europe is going and has been going, we believe that Europe has kept track, has stayed on track towards climate neutrality in the energy transition, has accelerated it where possible. And we want, let's say, to pass on the message of hope also to the younger generations, that there are many opportunities to be taken up, and look forward, let's say, into the exchanging with you how projects like yours and our work can work together in this regard. Thank you very much.
Vielen Dank für alles. Thank you very much. Now we are going to link also in Brussels, from Brussels to Brussels, with Paula Rey García, Head of Unit of the DG ENER. She has the responsibility of renewable policies and integration of the energetic system of the DG ENER. When we have suffered in Spain some weeks ago, 1 month ago, the crash down, okay, that sounds important. And she will explain us from the DG Energy during the Energy Week how to empower the citizens, especially to the young people, in the new energetic European models. And if I may, we have been working, it's crucial to train young generations in concepts as saving energy, energy efficiency, because there are a lot of behaviors that can help in using better what is the energy, what is a big problem. I was in Madrid when the lockdown, and it was really terrible not to have access to the energy. Paula, you have the floor. Y gracias por estar con nosotros, Paula. Adelante.
Muchas gracias and good morning to everybody. I will see if I can share the slides. 1 second. Can you see them?
Yes, sí, lo vemos perfecto. Adelante.
Okay, no, thank you very much and good morning. So it's also a pleasure from my side to be able to join this session. And as you said, I'm head of unit for renewables and for energy system integration policy. And what we do in my unit is really very complementary to what Frank from DG Employment was mentioning, but also other DGs in DG EAC, Education and Culture. They are also working on very complementary aspects. Of course, DG Grow on the different academies that were also flagged. So it's really a joint effort where we also need to connect to projects such as yours and then to what is happening also at national and regional level to be able to bring the change that is needed. So what we do in the unit is mainly to work on legislation, so to develop and coordinate legislation that promotes the deployment of renewable sources. also to integrate those renewable sources, so the solar energy, the wind power, the hydropower, geothermal, other innovative technologies into the energy system more broadly, but also bring it to the final demand sector. So, for instance, to households, to industry, to businesses. So that's really what we do in the unit. And there, what we see is that the system, as we knew it, has already started now for some years, and in addition, further with the Green Deal in the previous mandate, a very fundamental transition, but a lot still needs to be done. And the change that will happen now in the coming years up to 2030, but also beyond, is a very fundamental one. And it also needs to be accompanied by the necessary support on the training, on the education side. It will also bring positive impacts, we think, in terms of the growing labor needs. And I think there Frank was already mentioning some quite telling figures, but it also means that we need a broader scope also of technical skills that are in demand, and a general awareness raising that needs to happen at all the different levels. So this slide complements what Frank was mentioning, and indeed during this political term, the Commission is really putting a big emphasis on skills to give an impulse really to coordinate the efforts on training, on reskilling, and on mobility. There are some elements maybe here that are important to mention. There are different angles, as it was also highlighted in the previous presentation. I would say that for the building of skills is quite important that already in the vocational education and training, there is sufficient preparation for students to join technical careers in sectors like renewable energy, but also energy efficiency. There is a lot that needs to be happening in that context, also in smart grids. And this energy focus, we think it will be quite central, so that there will really be an evolution for STEM and for technical education towards supporting careers in solar, in wind energy, in energy storage, because these will really be sectors quite at the center. They are ready now, but they will be even more of delivering on the EU's climate and competitiveness agenda. There is also the need, of course, of transition in some sectors. There the upskilling and reskilling is also quite important, and it requires tailored training. And here it was mentioned already, the Net Zero Industry Academies. This is really for specialized training in some of these sectors. So for solar, for wind, for hydrogen or heat pumps, where we also have figures of projected growth and creation of jobs quite significant by 2030. We also see the need, of course, for attracting and retaining skilled professionals in Europe for the different supply chains. And this is not only for engineers, but also we see a high demand for technicians, for installers. This is something that we have seen, for instance, in areas such as the decarbonization of heating, the rolling out of heat pumps, which was given a push already during the energy crisis. That one of the key bottlenecks is really at the level of the installers of these technologies that need also to be retrained and move away from, let's say, a gas boiler towards the expertise to install a heat pump. And this is just one example. We see that it's really a need across the board in the different member states. It was also mentioned the clean industrial deals. I will try not to repeat, but here I would really underline and further emphasize that with the clean industrial deal, the aim is really, and what we see can happen is the bringing together of decarbonization and competitiveness, and really to maximize the positive impact on jobs. Here, a skills portability initiative is really very important for the energy sector, because here cross-border mobility is really key for areas such as renewables or energy infrastructure, clean technology, to be able then to move smoothly and seamlessly in accordance to the needs in the market as well. And it was also mentioned the observatory here as well. The sharing of best practice between member states, between regions is something really very fundamental, in addition to elements such as the Net Zero Industry Academies, which we are very much looking forward, and where there is a lot of demand also from the renewables community. I think more or less I've mentioned already, and already the previous presentation, some of the elements here. I think one element is also what is further down the line in terms of new initiatives, the focus on grids, which is very necessary to integrate renewables. What we also saw with the recent developments that were mentioned by Juanma in Spain and Portugal is that there is a lot of need for grids reinforcement here as well. It's an area that will demand skills specialization. Similarly for electrification as well, there is an increasing focus with the phasing out of fossil fuels on electrification, and there will certainly be a need to bring the sector up to speed here. And there also from the LIFE program, the focus also on the smaller scale. So not only the bigger scale with the grids, the offshore, let's say the larger projects, big engineering demand there, but also on the more granular deployment of energy efficiency solutions or smaller scale renewables in buildings, for instance. Here as well, there is also a lot of input needed of support to member states to enhance training. And there we also have quite a well-established support through the LIFE program. It was also highlighted that the training focus and education and awareness raising needs to go really hand in hand. This is also more relevant during Sustainable Energy Week, where we bring really all the generations into a series of conferences to also engage young citizens, schools, universities, vocational institutions, to also try to tap as much as possible on young people as ambassadors for the green transition. This is also quite important. And here as well, key success factor is really strengthening collaboration between education, between industry, to be able to train and certify professionals, but also to raise awareness on renewable energy and to attract young talent to the sector. So in this regard, also from my side, I would really like to welcome the EduDemoS project, really very, very relevant in this context, and look very much forward to the next steps and to the learnings from the project. Thank you very much.
Muchísimas gracias. Thank you very much for this interesting vision from the DG ENER that is also explaining the tools from the European Social Fund and the importance of and these possibilities of new jobs. Okay, now from Brussels we move to an ultra-peripheric region that is Canarias, in the bigger island that is Gran Canaria, and we have here Mr. Raúl García Brink, who is the Conseller of Energy, Climate Change and Sustainability. And we have invited him because it's a model, it's an island model in pilot projects in sustainability. I would like to highlight the leadership that has, they have different LIFE projects, different EU funding projects, and also let's say is one of the most advanced energetic community model in there. Anyway, Raúl, you have the floor. And also in the education field, I remember that I think 1 year, 2 years ago, we worked together also with a vocational training school in Gran Canaria about the Sherlock. It was a project for the students to identify how to fight against the loss of energy in buildings, in a public building. You have the floor, Raúl. Buenas tardes y gracias por estar aquí. You are in silent. Estás en silencio. Sí.
Okay.
Ahora. Gracias.
Okay. Buenos días. Good morning to everyone. And can you see my presentation?
Perfectamente, perfectamente,
Yes? Okay.
perfectamente.
Okay. Yes. Well, first of all, I would like to thank the organizers for inviting me to take part in this webinar. It is for me a real pleasure to be here and to share our experience from Gran Canaria. I work in a local institution, the Cabildo de Gran Canaria. This is the government of the island. And first of all, I want to say that we are working in the front line. Yes, we develop different types of projects related with renewable energies, energy efficiency, electric mobility, but we don't have direct competences on education, so that we do different things in this field, but it is not our main activity. Okay, and and let me begin with a simple truth. Yes, sustainability is not only what you learn in a textbook. It's something you do, something you build, something you live. In Gran Canaria, we understand education for sustainability as a process that must be hands-on, that must be collaborative and connected to real challenges. We need to move from theory to action, from knowledge to transformation, and we do that through skills. If we want to prepare young people for the green transition, we must equip them with the tools to lead that change. We focus on innovation, to rethink and redesign systems, on digital literacy, to use technology as a tool for impact, and on collaboration, because no one solves the climate crisis alone, and on creativity, but we can do it with creativity and problem solving to face these complex challenges and to find also solutions. Because here's what we truly believe, leaders are problem solvers. And they are much more the politicians or public figures. True leaders are the ones that are solving problems in their communities and in schools, in neighborhoods, in the real life. And that's the kind of leadership we need to foster. And education is where it begins. Let me share 3 examples of how we apply this approach locally. Well, 3 or 4 examples in Gran Canaria. The first is EduDemoS in collaboration with the Oceanic Platform of the Canary Islands, a program where students design, build, and operate their own underwater robotic vehicles with environmental issues. The second one is Cyberlandia with the University of Las Palmas de Gran Canaria, a robotics and STEAM program that reach over 10,000 students, and they learn to create, collaborate, and connect technology to different sustainability issues. And also the third project is the Makeathon, a creative innovation marathon where young people from all over Europe develop real solutions to sustainability challenges, and we support this event. They learn by doing under pressure with purpose. All these are more than educational programs. They are platforms for leadership, innovation, and environmental action. We also work, for example, in different education centers and secondary school centers as part of our commitment with the Covenant of Mayors. We work with different secondary schools to apply the principles of the green transition directly with educational institutions, turning schools into living labs for sustainability and climate action. And in this context, technology is not just a tool, it is an enabler of leadership. It empowers young people to become active agents of change, and it helps them learn faster, collaborate better, and solve problems more effectively. Technology helps create the kind of leaders we need: creative, committed, and capable of driving sustainability forward. Let me close with one clear message. In the 21st century, technology and sustainability must go hand in hand. If we want to meet our climate goals and protect our planet, we must educate new generations with the skills, the values, and the confidence to lead the green transition. Because the future needs more than knowledge, it needs people who act, people who solve problems, people who lead change right where they are. Thank you very much for your attention.
Muchísimas gracias. Thank you very much, Raúl. If I may, if you have any idea of a new project in the field of energy efficiency or in sustainability in general, allow me to highlight that to have a serious partner as Cabildo means that for pilot projects, an island is perfect. As an ultra-peripheric region, you receive more points in certain projects from the evaluator's perspective. I'm talking, for example, of the LIFE project that after my colleague is going to explain to you, and we are now in an open call, LIFE subprogram energy, that will end in September. Anyway, let's move now to also in Canary Islands. I think from Gran Canaria to Tenerife, if I'm not wrong, to Nayra Moreno, that is the manager of the Fundación, Sergio Alonso, and she will explain. They are the soul of this project of EduDemoS, and how through EduDemoS they are promoting the youth in labor insertion, and also she will explain about some solar, aeolic, and hydroelectric pilot projects in the project. Yes, you have the floor, Nayra.
Hello, thank you for the presentation. Yeah, I'm Nayra Moreno. I'm the director of the Sergio Alonso Foundation. I think that you are watching my presentation, yeah? Okay.
Sí, perfecto, se ve.
Thank you. Yeah, we are in Canary Island. We are, right now, we are in Gran Canaria, but our foundation works in the whole island, yeah? And we have international and national projects as well, like this one, EduDemoS, that we are doing with different partners. So I'm going to explain EduDemoS project. EduDemoS was created to promote an innovative educational model that allows young people and teachers across Europe to be part of the fight against climate change. It was the first idea of this project, but we were working a lot before, like with ITQ and with the Stetter Foundation in different projects, because we are really focused on education and digital skills and sustainable. And yeah, because just 1 second, because Yolanda said me that maybe it's better to open my microphone. Yeah. Okay. No.
We were listening to you. Okay. It's okay.
Okay, no
Thank
problem. Okay, so what we are doing with this project, with EduDemoS, the first step, it was develop models of demonstrators based on renewable energy. When we are talking about demonstrator, we are talking about like robotic kits, and to try to teach students how the renewable energy works. And we are talking about water, sun, and air. The second step, it was create like guides to learn how to build them. And the last part is create a program for trainers and students from over the world, like with workshops, to build build and connect these demonstrators. So yeah, you can see here the partners of the project. The coordinator is from Germany. He's a Stetter Foundation. It's a foundation that they have a long history, helps young people and kids learning about technology. It's a Technique Max Pass. Rainer is going to explain better than me, but technology is fun. So that's the main idea, that if you learn something that it's fun, it's going to inspire you. So that's the focus of this Stetter Foundation. And we work very close in different educational projects, as I said before. We are Sergio Alonso Foundation. We are from Spain. It's a foundation that supports education and training in the Canary Island. We have several projects in vocational and educational training, and our focus is as well in digital skills and sustainable. Finnova Radio is from Belgium. It's an organization to help projects get European Union funding and innovations. And we have two vocational schools. One is from here, from Gran Canaria, is the ISL Rincón. They are an excellence center, national excellence center from IT. And St. Gallen is a center from Switzerland, but it's an unknown member of the European Union, but they are supporting us, especially with everything related to IoT technologies. Yeah. So this is the consortium of the EduDemoS. And about the activities of the project, we have three phases, 3 steps. The first step was the construction of the educational examples and concept from multiplication. So to develop these demonstrators. After that, we can see like a video, 2 videos, and you can see the how we start and how we are right now. And the second step, it was the learning experience and sustainable and digitalization. We had a teacher academy and a students international academy. And the last part is to spread the word. So open programs to connect with other institutions. Now I'm going to talk about one of the demonstrators that we have, It was developed in Canary Island with the collaboration of the University of Las Palmas de Gran Canaria. The students were supported with ITQ for us, and we got this fantastic demonstrator because it's not only like a technical kit, it's more because it's related with our local culture and with heritage, because as you can see, we have one that is the wind demonstrator, and it's inspired or based in the César Manrique's wind toys. César Manrique was a very important artist from Canary Island. If you know Canary Island, you know Lanzarote. He's from there, and he was very, very important. So at the same time that you are building this demonstrator, you can learn who is César Manrique. And the base of the demonstrator, that is where you can put all the electronical parts, it's a Gran Canaria Island. Yeah, so that's really cool. And the second one, that is the solar demonstrator and the water demonstrator at the same time. It's inspired in an endemic plant that is Vejeque, that works getting water from the Rocío, you know, like, and you can find like a solar panel that it moves like a sunflower. Yeah. We, in this presentation, we share this guide, because we develop like a professional guide where you can find all the parts and very well explained to try to help teachers to teach students about these renewable energies. And on the website, Rainer is going to explain better, but on the website you can find all the files of this demonstrator, but you can do it by your own, because it's 3D printed, and you can find the code and the guides to build these demonstrators. Yeah. Everything is open source. And now I'm going to share these two videos. They are short. So the first one, it's about how we start, like almost 2 years ago. And the second one, it was in the last Mechathon when we did a workshop with the students. So let's watch.
Estamos en pleno desarrollo ya del proyecto EduDemoS, una iniciativa con la que queremos formar al profesorado y alumnado europeo en competencias digitales y también en las competencias necesarias en la lucha contra el cambio climático. Para ello, estamos desarrollando demostradores sostenibles que están relacionados con el agua, con el viento y con el sol, a través de los cuales vamos a poder enseñar a otros estudiantes esas competencias que mencionaba anteriormente y que son tan importantes actualmente.
Pues ha sido una experiencia muy enriquecedora, porque los alumnos han podido desarrollar una actividad pseudo-profesional en colaboración con empresas y con la Fundación Sergio Alonso en el desarrollo de un trabajo, además en una modalidad de trabajo en equipo que han puesto en práctica, pues además de esas competencias técnicas, esas habilidades blandas especialmente necesarias para la formación de los alumnos y mejorar sus oportunidades de empleabilidad. Competencias profesionales del tipo de planificación, de organización de su tiempo, de coordinación con diferentes entidades, la comunicación, el trabajo en equipo, habilidades de interacción personal, intrapersonal, ética, muchas de ellas se ponen en juego en todas estas dinámicas de trabajo en equipo.
Hoy hemos hecho un girasol que funciona con la luz solar. Un girasol normalmente siempre mira al sol, ¿no? Esto lo hacemos porque normalmente los paneles solares están en una casa fija, ¿no? Y claro, si el sol está en un lado, algunas veces no puede ver toda la energía que se puede aprovechar para que la energía solar sea más eficaz. eventos como el Smart Fin Island me parecen geniales, porque nos dan a nosotros, los alumnos, una posibilidad de aprender más sobre la tecnología.
No, it doesn't matter because it's done the video. So, but as you can see, we start with the first prototype, as you can see in the first video. And after that, it was the reality in the last Mechathon with all the students building these demonstrators. So it was a great difference, and it was really cool to see how you can build something and you can learn something different with the students. Now here you can see some pictures because we are going with our demonstrators to all around. The first picture is in Fuerteventura, in a workshop that we had like 3 months ago or something like that, and it was the president of the Canary Island government and the president of the Cabildo de Fuerteventura, and the other picture is with the Ministry of Education of the regional government. So we are trying to spread the word with all the administrations as well, and with the students and centers and schools. So that's it. So thank you very much. And you have here the website and our Instagram, so you can follow us to learn more something about this project. Thank you.
Muchísimas gracias, Nayra, por todo y enhorabuena por este nuevo proyecto tan inspirador. Thank you very much, Nayra. And okay, for all of you, we have to follow, to do the follow-up of the Fundación Sergio Alonso that is doing so much in Canaria Islands. Okay, from Gran Canaria, we are going now to Germany to Dr. Rainer Stetter from the ITQ. Guten Morgen and vielen Dank.
Thank
Mr.
you.
Rainer.
Thank you. Well, I'm from Germany, actually. I'm a mechanical engineer, and well, I founded the foundation. Technik macht Spaß, technical stuff is fun. And my previous speakers gave me more or less a perfect template for my presentation regarding EduDemoS, because we were talking about young peoples, which we have to include to make sustainable touchable. Therefore, we have demonstrators. As well, we were talking about ambassadors that we make out of the young people, ambassadors for what they are doing. We were talking about we have to build up skills for young peoples. We were talking about reskilling adults to shift them from their previous jobs to new jobs. We were talking about migrants and refugees. And we were talking about affordable solutions and creating new jobs. This is actually all the topics which we address in EduDemoS, and I want to show you a little bit what we have done so far. Well, basically our idea of all of what we are doing is to stimulate young people to bring some stimulants in our society, and not only young people, but as well we want to teach teachers. We want to make out of students and pupils kind of ambassadors that they promote what they have done. And we want to really train a lot of people in a short period of time. This is basically what is our goal, or what were our goals. And now I want to show you how we have done it. We are talking about sustainability, and sustainability means we have to harvest solar energy, we have to harvest wind energy, and as well water is an important thing in our society. And therefore we build up different demonstrators for these different topics: solar, wind, and water. And the next step is that we have different levels of people in front of us. That means we have to have something for beginners, and to as well, you see here we have a little turtle with a solar panel on the back. And this is to convince young people and as well small girls. This is fun. Then we have a modular weather station for the intermediates, and you saw already during the videos and as well Raúl mentioned it, this Gran Canaria Makeathon is organized by us. Us means Nayra, the Sergio Alonso Foundation, the Cabildo, and us as ITQ and Gerda Stetter Stiftung since about 10 years. And what we do is open source. That means all the information which we do have, the instructions, the CD files, the bill of material of the electrics and electronic components, and as well the code is on the internet, that you can download it free of charge, that you can spread out the word, and that you can hand-on doing, especially as Raúl told us before. We have to do, not to talk. And to show you that we have done really a lot of different things is here. The first phase, as you might remember, was to build up the demonstrators, and therefore quite after the first phase we went to a maker fair in Hanover last year, and to show people, young people and makers and people which were keen on making of doing what we have done so far. And here you see on the faces, we have in Germany as well a lot of migrants, young people coming from all over the world. And we did there some workshops already last year. Then we went on a fair, the biggest automation fair which exists in Germany in November, and there we had hundreds of people doing and watching what we have done. Then on the next day there was another fair, Electronica, and there we had again hundreds of people doing, not talking. Then we went to a school which is full of migrants. 80% of the pupils are migrants, and there we placed as well these workshops. Then there was the Didacta. The Didacta is the biggest education fair which exists, and there we had as well a bunch of people working with our solar flower. Then we mentioned this already, we were in Gran Canaria, and there we had as well the solar flower and other demonstrators. And this was part of the Smart Green Island Makeathon, which Raúl already mentioned. And during this Makeathon, we had about 1,000 participants coming from 73 universities, institutions, and schools. And the people came from about 36 countries, not only Europe, but as well abroad. Then we stepped on. In Immenstadt here you see as well, we have here a group with young people, girls and boys, as well a lot of refugees and migrants. Then in Wilhelmshaven, which is in the north of Germany, there was another Makeathon with about 200 people, and there you see it on the left-hand side. We as well integrated adult people to do cool stuff. And finally, Juanma, you were talking about Latin America. We have as well contact with a school in Sao Paulo in Brazil, and we had a first contact with them on the Didacta in February, and they made their own demonstrators some weeks ago. Well, and then finally we had here, there are some migration schools here in Germany, and here we have a close contact now with migrants coming from Africa and other countries. Well, to sum up, we want to make sustainable touchable, doable. We have demonstrated for different levels, beginners, intermediate, and experts. All informations are open, that the solutions are affordable, Such a demonstrator costs in between 5, 10, 50, 30 euros. We address different disciplines. We mentioned we need not only engineers, we need as well technicians for mechanics, electronics, and software. Therefore, it's important that we address the different disciplines. And what is very important, we worked on a very agile approach. We tested our demonstrators extensively on an international level and on different levels of education skills. Yeah? And the summary was all young people had really fun and they learned a lot. And they were really motivated for technology and for Mint and sustainability. Well, and as an outlook, our next events will be in June, in July, in September, October, November this year, in all over Munich, all over Germany, with different institutions together, with fairs, with Technical University, with the Deutsche Museum, the Technical Museum of Germany, which is one of the biggest technical university museums in the world. And well, this was my part. And if you want to follow us, please click on our website or on Instagram. Thank you so much.
Vielen Dank, Rainer. Super, super. Okay, thank you very much. And now we are going also to have the experience of 2 students, but before that, okay, I would like to interrupt 1 second. Yolanda is going to share with us a slide, because I don't know, we have had some technical issues in the first beginning. No problem. We will have a video with all of that, but we are emitting in different languages. Yolanda, please, you have the floor.
Hello, you can find on the chat the
No, can you share here, please?
Yes.
In the screen.
Just 1 second. It's here.
Yeah, it's here. Okay, we can see. Okay.
Here you can find the QR about where you can find the webinar online, because we have some problem on the start, and you can find in different language like Spanish, Dutch, French, Italian, and English, and that's all.
Okay, thank you very much. For all of you, when tomorrow we will send to you an email and a link in the different videos and versions, because I think important message has to be shared. Okay, now we are going to the 6th part, students and the European experience. And as part of EduDemoS, in Finnova here in Brussels, near the European Parliament, we organized the International Student Academy at our Finnova's headquarters in the 5th and 6th May. Young people from several countries reflected together on sustainability, democracy, and vocational education. 2 of these students are with us today. They joined this event in person. Is Alaaddin, Karakoyun, and Tenzin Tuenschitsang, if I have, sorry if I have not pronounced in a good way. Both from GBSSG in Switzerland. They will share their experience and what they learned during this European encounter. And the protagonists in this project are the young students. Now the students speak. We are also joined by their teachers, Pascal, Schoenholzer, and Juerg, Pfeiffer, who will tell us how they integrate this kind of international experience into their teaching approach. Now the teachers, now the students speak. Alaaddin?
Yes. Excellent. She has is for of Switzerland. But later,
Sorry, we don't. Wait, sorry. Try to be near the microphone and to talk louder, please, because we don't listen to you very clear.
yes. Okay, so is it better? Is better? So was to be So is it not?
You have double. You have to switch off one of your computers, just one of them, please.
Now it's better.
Now it seems. Now it's okay.
Now it's okay.
Go ahead.
Yes. Yes. Hello from Switzerland and hello from GBS St. Gallen, one of the biggest vocational schools for education and training in the eastern part of Switzerland. My name is Juerg Pfeiffer. I'm the vice principal of the school and I'm responsible for the technical department, and also Pascal as a teacher with me and the two students you mentioned, Alaaddin and Tenzin. It's an honor for us, of course, to be a part of this European project, even we're not a member of the EU. So the GBS journey in the EduDemoS, a lot of online meetings, but finally it was there the Teacher Academy in Gran Canaria, and this is always good to meet in person and come together, that we can really collaborate with each other. And this meeting, it was 3 of our teachers were attending there. As you can see, these 2 teachers are vocational teachers, and on the next slide you will see this on the left with Nayra. This is Dario, and he is a teacher of our school and teaches general education. This is very important because in this field of sustainability, we want to bring together the aspects of vocational subjects, but also general education. And so our students, they have now this topic, looks from different angles rather than just one. So they have different perspectives on sustainability. And it was also important for us to see at this Teacher Academy on Gran Canaria that it was able also to assemble the demonstrators without technical training, because Dario, he's a general education teacher, and so he has no technical background. And after this was followed, as you mentioned, also by a workshop in St. Gallen and then also in Brussels. And Alaaddin and Tenzin and also Pascal will give you now an insight how it was, the whole project for them.
Okay, I will tell you something about the last thing we did in the EduDemoS. We had a student academy 3 weeks ago. On the right side, you will see all the students. Also on the left side of the build are our students in the black shirts. These ones are also the guys who went to Brussels. So they tell you something about that afterwards. We have 16 students, 11 coaches and 5 teachers in 10 different countries. We are very happy, although we only focused on the sunflowers. So we heard from Ryan that's the expert level. And we are very happy that we finished 4 from 6 sunflowers and the other 2 were close to the end. So we also integrate the sunflower in the IoT dashboard, so they can see, you can see it on the picture in the middle behind. There's the focus on the sunflowers. They are online. At this moment there were only 2, but later 4 from 6. So I will give to the 2 guys that tell you how they went from student to coaches. Oh.
Okay, so hello everyone. Just like you heard, my name is Alaaddin Karakoyun, and this is Tenzin Tuenschitsang. And we are two of the students who were able to participate in this workshop. And we really appreciate the chance to participate in the workshop. We started the day on a Monday morning with the turtle. And the turtle was basically a sensor and a display, so it wasn't really complicated. It was a really easy beginning, and that made everything much better. With this simple beginning, we afterwards could go into more complicated things, like the 3-in-1 demonstrator, which was also very fun to work with. And other than that, we got to know each other. We were in groups. And in this place, we really needed to speak English, and we could use our English experiences. We solved challenges together. We connected the components with cables, uploaded the codes afterwards after we finished the components, and uploading the code was really easy because we had the codes already. The instructions were also very basic. It was very, like everything was ready for us. We could really just work through the instruction and finish the components.
The second day started with finishing the 3-in-1 model. We worked on the base structure and the electronic components, which provided us with valuable data. We then displayed this data on a dashboard, making it much easier to understand and interpret. Just before the lunch, we began working on the sunflower demonstrator. And in the afternoon, we participate in an inspiring workshop on the Internet of Things, IoT. Uli, a teacher of the GBS and our vocational trainer, guided us through its history and current significance, showing us how this technology can unlock its full potential for a sustainable future. After the IoT workshop, we had time to continue working on the sunflower demonstrator. Finally, we received an official certificate of attendance, which was a great way to acknowledge our participation.
So overall, during this project, we learned a lot. For example, how a sun tracker system works, how it generates energy. It was very interesting to see how solar energy can be harnessed in this way. But also the social skills we gained, we could really use this day to get to know each other, people from other countries, and the place, like it took place in Brussels, and we're from Switzerland. A lot of us have never been there. And this day, not everyone was actually interested, but people who were interested, they could really, and they were able to use this day to gain a very good experience.
Additionally, the teamwork aspect was really enjoyable. We worked close together, shared ideas, and solved problems as a team, which made the whole experience much more rewarding.
Thank you for your listening.
We also have some future plans, our next steps. We have learned a lot of the sunflower process, so we will optimize it a little bit. We will process optimized, so we have some steps like milestones that we can check if they're on the right way earlier than at the end of the building from the sunflower. We have next academy in 2 weeks. There are also a lot of students, about 40 students, and always 5 teachers. And that's not the last step. We will do this every year with our new students. We start in summer. We will do this with our ICT apprentices from summer with also with the Sunflower Academy, and they will do the whole process and a little bit more also in programming the code. Thank you very much, and back.
Okay, feeling that. Thank you very much for that vision from the students and also, of course, from the professors. Feeling that. And now we are going to the dissemination and related projects part. What we believe is that something that is working well, we have to disseminate, perhaps to inspire others. And believe me when I say we are in a networking session. And I hope, Rainer, we have to talk about a potential project in Brazil. Why not? Through the Alinvest program, for example. Anyway, I'm going to, okay, danke. We are going to now, we are going to connect Yolanda Duran. She's in Cáceres, in Spain, and she has been in charge of coordinating the communication. You have the floor, and we are going also to profit the occasion to talk of other ongoing projects in energy and with the focus on vocational training, connectivity, and sustainability. Why? Because we are in the during the European Energy Week. Yolanda, you have the floor, please.
Hello everyone, thank you so much, Juanma. I am Yolanda Duran. I am going to talk about 5G Digit Project, Digitalization and Sustainability in Education. I am from Finnova Foundation, and for that reason I would like to talk first of all about what is Finnova. Finnova is an European foundation that aims to seek funding to support innovation through European Fund. We promote public-private cooperation through innovation to address social challenges such as employment, training, sustainability, tourism, etc. And it's so important that we are in all the world because we are working in Belgium, in Spain, we have office in Chile and Panama, and in Spain we are present in the Valencian community, Andalusia, Madrid, Extremadura like me, and finally the Canaries Island. After that, I would like to talk about Erasmus Plus program because it's the program of EduDemoS project and also to 5G Digits project. What is Erasmus Plus program? It's the European Union program that promotes education, training, youth and sport in Europe, encouraging mobility and international cooperation. It has a budget over 26 billion in funding, and it supports the priorities set out in the European education area, the Digital Education Action Plan, and the European Skill Agenda. It offers mobility and cooperation opportunity in higher education, school education, adult education, vocational education and training, sport, and youth. And it has 4 priorities: inclusion and diversity, environment and fighting climate change, taking part in democratic life, and digital transformation. For that reason, we are talking here about the project 5G digit project. And here you can find me and my colleague Adrian from Finnova, and the rest of the partners in the different picture. This is the different picture of our last event of this year that we are doing with 5G digit project. The project addresses the challenges of 5G technology by promoting innovation and knowledge exchanges between education, vocational training, and industry. If you would like to send or to find more information, you can scan this QR or a link in this link. Its goal is to train a skilled workforce that drives the digital and green transition in Europe, contributing to sustainable development. And 5G Digits project has a total budget €1,745,421, co-funded by the European Union. It has a duration of 36 months from November 2024 to October 2027. And is involved educational institution, company, police market, and the general public. We are 12 partners around 8 countries from Spain, Greece, Ireland, Malta, Belgium, etc. But what are we doing? What are we doing in 5G Digits project? We have Finnova is the lead of the communication, of the part of the communication in 5G Digits project. We have 3 tasks. The first task is develop a dissemination and communication plan that is already. The second task, at the moment, we have to implement this dissemination and communication plan. For example, these different graphic material like the roll-up, flyer, budget, banner, etc. And we share best practice promoting project recommendation with a stakeholder to promote the adoption and sustainability of the project result. Thank you so much for attending. I am Yolanda, and here you can find my email and more information about Finnova and 5G Digits project and the different social medias of 5G Digits project. Thank you so much for all.
Bueno, gracias. Thank you very much, Yolanda. And we are going to connect. We go from Cáceres to Brussels, capital of Europe, during this Energy European Week. And we connect with Idoia Migura, who is going to introduce us for this reskill that tries to develop the new green competencies and you have the word.
Okay. A ver. Can you see my screen? Yes. Yes? Vale. Present. Okay. So first of all, good afternoon now, and nice to meet you all, and thank you for being here. I would like to introduce you to 2 European funded projects. The first one is Reskill, and the second one is Res for City. Both of them are focused on sustainability and training. And well, the first one, Reskill, is funded by the LIFE program. That is the European Union's main instrument to finance the environmental and climate action initiatives, and also the one that finances the projects and initiatives that are in charge of implementing the climate and sustainability policies. Okay, So, sorry. Okay, so the main goal of RESKILL is to build a sustainable future powered by a skilled and adaptable workforce. And for that, what we do is to train and to upskill technicians, engineers, architects, and other specialists, and also students in the construction and renovation sectors to meet the challenges of the energy transition and digitalization. The duration of the project is 36 months. It started in December 2024 and will run until November 2027. And the total budget of the project is 1.5 million euros. The project is led by the University of Genova and has a total of 10 partners. Here you can see in this slide on the left side the total partners, and there is a team of different European institutions and companies, and with that we ensure that we exchange different point of views, ideas, and best practices to build a strong team focused on building training programs. And on the right side, you can see the methodology that we use to tailor these programs, that is based on micro-credential, case studies, gamification, and boot camps. In the next slide, you can access, if you scan our QR, you can access to our social media, mainly the LinkedIn and the Instagram, in case you want to keep updated about our news, project, and key insights. And also you have the QR to our newsletter that we have recently launched. And here you can find the latest updates about the project, key insight about the experts and project partners, and also news related with the project and the construction and building sector in general, and also sustainability, of course. So I encourage you to scan the three of them. And the next project that I would like to present is RES4City. RES4City is founded by Horizon Europe program, that is the main instrument of the European Union and that is focused on research and innovation for the period of 2021 until 2027. The main goal of RES4City, of the project, is to promote the development of sustainable renewable energy technologies and fuels in the city. And for that, what the project does is to train and design diverse training programs to develop highly qualified human capital and integrate it into the educational programs. The duration of the project is 3 years. It started in October 2022 and will run until September 2025. And the total budget is 2.5 million euros for the project. The project
if I may, yes, if I may, I would like to highlight that in this consortium, we have been working and there are 50, if I'm not wrong, 55 different micro training course, micro vocational training course. And what is really important, and I think is a good methodology, or what is the micro accreditations.
Yes. I have it here. Like I was going to say it later.
Okay, sorry.
Here you have the slide.
Go ahead.
Yeah, if you let, yeah, I will explain it later. And yeah, as you said, no, don't worry. The consortium is formed by 18 partners from 8 different European Union states, and it has the backup of the Swiss Confederation, and we also count with the collaboration of UNITAR, that is the United Nations Institute for Professional Training and Research. I would like to explain briefly also that during the the last year, 2024, we have developed a Resource City Startup Europe Acceleraton that it was an open competition for entrepreneurs, students, and researchers, and they had to present a proposal addressing for challenges that were related or linked with sustainability in urban spaces or urban areas. And during this acceleraton, all the participants have the chance to access to online training, mentoring sessions, and also at the end of the process, they could present their proposal to a jury, and they had the chance to win a ticket to present their project, initiative, or proposal to European funding. And here you can, in these slides, you can access to the QR to the Open Innovation book that Resource City has launched. And here you can find the best practices, business successful cases, recommendations, and key ideas for your company or initiative, or in case you want to learn more about it. So I recommend you to scan it. And as Juanma said before, here you have the QR to access to the open educational platform. Resource City has already launched 43 micro credentials, and 8 micro programs. The micro credentials are shorter. The micro program is longer and deeper in content, but in case you want to focus on a specific area, for instance, sustainable finance or energy markets, gender, smart cities, you can access to the micro credentials, and you just do the course, and then you receive a diploma or a certificate that has the backup of the diverse university that are specialized in sustainability research and innovation. And also, as I said before, we also count with the backup of UNITAR, that is the United Nations Institution for Professional Training and Research. So I encourage you to scan it to access the platform and also see the different courses that there are already available for you. And I would also like to mention that now we are in the European Sustainable Energy Week that is taking place right now until Thursday. We are going to be until Thursday on the second floor of the Charles Mag building in the European Commission. And we are in the stand number 8. So in case you want to learn more about these projects or talk and see further collaboration ideas, we encourage you to come and visit us, because we will be there and we will be glad to welcome you. And to finish with my presentation, I would also like to mention the open calls for proposal that are open now. The deadline is until the 23rd of September, and there are diverse topics that you can apply. For instance, nature and biodiversity, economy, climate change, and so on. In case you want to know more about this or explore further collaboration ideas, or if you have any doubt, you can contact Adrián Noeda, who is the one in charge of the European projects in Finnova. And also nowadays, now currently we are, just to mention some successful projects, we are with Life Fumi Green in nature and biodiversity and circular economy, and also with Costa Adapta project. So in case you want to know more about these both exciting projects, just contact us. And to finish with the presentation, I would like to thank you for your attention, and feel free to reach us out in case you have any question or collaboration idea. Here you have the contact of my colleague John Larrachea, who is the communication officer, and also my own email and LinkedIn. So thank you so much.
Okay, thank you very much. I would like also to profit the occasion. If you are in Brussels, we have Idoia and a stand in the European Commission building. I would like to share this information at the end. And our colleague John will have there an stand of this project, of these two projects that are on the field of vocational training for decarbonization in cities. And okay, we will be there up to Thursday here in Brussels. Don't hesitate to visit us. Okay, and anyway, we are going now to Mr. Alejandro García. Yes, what means yes, Yolanda?
Yes.
What means yes?
Is secondary school.
That's it. I
Yes,
know,
it's a
but I think it's better to put not acronyms, but secondary school, El Rincón. Okay.
Yes.
Alejandro García, also from Canarias. Where are you based, Alejandro?
We are from Gran Canaria. I try to share my presentation. You can see.
Okay. Yes, it's perfect. Go ahead.
You can see my presentation? Yes?
Yes.
Okay. We are a principal of ISL Rincón. ISL Rincón is a secondary school in Canary Island, in Gran Canaria. You can see. Sorry, but
no.
I can.
Now, yes.
Yes, but I can. Okay, now. Now, perfect. This is like ESL Rincón. It's in Gran Canaria, in Las Mamas de Gran Canaria. This is the biggest city of the Canary Island. We are a secondary school with 1,200 students, but we have by one way 500 students from secondary school is from 12 and 16 years. And the rest of the student is vocational training student, also in the computer science specialties. We have from computer science specialty from basic vocational student till high education vocational students. Okay, we have a student the programming, system administration, and a student is finished to secondary school, and I'm trying to introduce it to in this kind of student in more basic level. When you can see in the map, Canary Island is 3 hours by aircraft to Madrid, in many hours to Germany or Brussels or something like that. We have too many students, but we never visit or never gone outside the Canary Island. It's a very important data for the importance to the international project for our high school. And we have to, we try to integrate the sustainable and innovation in our education, a specialty related with our vocational training studies. But we are technology studies, but we try to create a link in technology and sustainability. We think is a concept that we have to go together in the future. We rise to awareness on resource use and promote responsibilities through challenge-based learning. Is another key our philosophy. Challenge-based learning. The student, they are in the center of the problem. They are the initial workers that they can resolve the real problems, and we try to propose our student real problems, and we try to this problem is related with sustainable problem, or we have to create sustainable solution to this real problem. For this reason is the importance of this kind of project like to EduDemoS. A new slide. Okay. Now, now we have to participate in the EduDemoS, and we have a very good project, especially with our initial student in vocational training studies in more basic level, because with a student we can to create is a motivating sessions by working in groups, try to create the demonstration following the instructions, and even for one of them is the first opportunities in your life to travel to the Brussels and to change your experience with another students in European countries. Many students that we live in the international academy was to the first time stay outside the Canary Island. For me, this is the important, and we have the ESL Rincón participate in this kind of projects. We have to create a local academy. We have to participate in the local academy, participate 25 students and 6 teachers, and in the international academy participate around 10 students and 2 teachers. Besides to EduDemoS, we have another project related with sustainability, which create more green culture. For example, in our higher education studies, for example, we have three times of educational studies, developing multi-platform applications, developing web application and system administration. In this case, we create more complex projects where the teachers propose more problems related with the real world, and related with, in many cases, try to improve our technology in our high school. For the reason, we have to create a project, for example, the smart building. We have to try to become our high school in a smart building, or and the studies have to create panels. When you can see in the picture, when you can the teachers and the rest of the community in the high school Rincón, can you see the waste of the water, the electricity, and we try to insert a sensor in 7 parts of high school and create a program to visualize, to show this kind of consumptions. This project is create a network with several schools in the Midland. We have to participate in network in around 8 or 10 schools or 10 vocational training schools around the Midland in Spain. We have another kind of project related with AgroSot. We're trying to create Industry 4.0 to create more sustainable agriculture. Is for the idea is create goals to students, and the student have to resolve this goal, and the student have to think in green to resolve this goal to create more sustainable world. Another kind of project is Sustainable Island. The philosophy, learning by doing. Students have to knowledge and real environment and real things, and transversal to trying to learn transversal skills. For example, Sustainable Island is a project is participate the university from Senegal, ESMT, technical college in Reykjavik, and text college in Aalborg in Denmark. With this project, this student from 4 schools, ISL Rincón, Senegal, Reykjavik, and Denmark, stay 3 or 4 weeks in my high school in one or two rooms. We have to create international team, multidisciplinary teams, and they have to resolve a goal. The goal is Sustainable Island. Sustainable Island is create an application related with the sustainable tourists. We have an island, we receive a lot of tourists every year, millions of tourists, and we have to create application that show the tourists the importance of sustainability, or show for example, the restaurant the importance of sustainability. They have to think, they have to create the application, and they have to show your solution to the rest of the students. It's a very good idea, this kind of project, because not only receive the student from this university, receive the teachers. And the teacher from Reykjavik, from Denmark, become a teacher from this ISL Rincón from 3 or 4 weeks and participate in the project. The team of the students as international teams, multidisciplinary teams, and the teacher teams is an international team and multidisciplinary teams. Stay together for 3 or 4 weeks every year, thinking this kind of solution of goals. Another important event for us is the Mechathon that organized ITQ with Dr. Stetter and your teams. For us, it's a very important event every year. We believe that education drives green and digital transitions, and we have for our students, for our technological information students, I think is the one of point of the future working and try to transform a society more green and more smart. And it's the same philosophy of the Mechathon is celebrated every year in Gran Canaria. We create a very big team from ISL Rincón. You can see the picture, our very big team. In many cases, it's international team. Try to call many partners in the rest of the Europe to come see with us in the Mechathon and create a very big team and try to resolve, for example, another goals related with smart buildings, with another goals related with the Mechathon. And finally, we have to show the video related with Sustainable Island. Is the project to participate FNTC Technical College and TED College from Senegal, Aalborg in Denmark, and Reykjavik and ISL Rincón. I think you can see is we create a very international mix, a very international culture to our students, develop it, your technical aspect and develop it your soft skill, and try to think that they live in a global world. I think you can see the video.
No lo escuchamos.
Okay. That is my vision of ISL Rincón related with this kind of project. I would like to thanks to ITQ, to Fundación Sergio Alonso, and the rest of the partners of EduDemoS to think the ISL Rincón to enroll this project. Thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you very much, Alejandro. We will keep in touch. We have an initiative for schools, that is Girls for Tech, with technological challenges. And okay, we have done things also in the field of energy with another project, Life Eco Digestion, in how to work in for a touristic place like Canary Islands, how to improve digestion in the water waste plants, missing the sludge, human sludge, but also with perhaps waste from farms or from Oreca sector, etc. But anyway, thank you very much for your time. That's another project quite interesting when we realized that there are in all over Europe 65,000 depuration water treatment plants, and we have an infrastructure that is the digesters we could use to digest other organic waste, reducing the cost in the landfill and the transport, and producing biogas, what is not bad. But in the schools, what we did is to launch a very nice technological challenge in schools, and the winners, it was recognized from our Ministry of Science and Technology in Spain, Diana Morant at the time. But anyway, we are just a little bit out of time. I will be very fast, and I'm going to ask my colleague June to share a small presentation. And okay, I would like to thank all of the speakers and the people that are following us. Okay, that what we would like on behalf of Finnova is to try to inspire you in looking for new projects. Education and energy is a binomial, is a very important binomial. We have, especially before they told we were information society world, I think we are more an energy society, because with no energy, we don't have access to mobiles, to data. We don't have access to transport. When I was in Madrid, without energy, you cannot order an Uber, you cannot, without energy, even you cannot pay a ticket in a restaurant. We need energy. Then all what is education in how to manage energy efficiency is more than welcome. Okay, next, please. Okay. Just some, and this is especially for Rainer, for our next project with Brazil, why not? There will be a bet call of around 400,000 euros, 80% subsidized for entities from European Union with Latin America. There are another parallel in Africa. More or less, it will be published around November, and it will be, and the deadline will be around February. We should start to work as soon as possible, because in the middle we have August, Christmas time. Okay, and bet means all what is, we have to include a vocational training school in Brazil, if it's Brazil where you want. But okay, I think the trainers always is a good issue, no? Professors, but always not in what is the normal regulated academic content, but new skills. For example, artificial intelligence in education. Why not to talk about new skills as new methodologies or micro accreditations. Next, please. Okay. And for us, it's quite important to try to look for practical impact. Professors, but also, why not, enterprise association. Next, please. Okay, there will be another call there will be a call special for Africa, and as I have mentioned, Latin America. Next. Okay, bed providers, as I have explained, national or regional qualification authorities, employment services, regional development authorities. Okay, minimum 100,000 up to 400,000. And the deadline will be 27th February. No, there will be more or less, that's from the last year. From the next year will be in February 2026. About Alinvest Green, Alinvest Verde, also is a quite interesting tool. And we are now ending this period. We are in 3 ongoing projects, but Alinvest Verde try to connect small and medium enterprises from Europe with Latin America. We are now 4 projects in this period as Finnova in different fields. All what is waste to energy, all what is promoting renewable energy. I think Europe has a lot to offer to third countries. Also to United States. They are not the best in energy efficiency or in renewable energy. Next, please. This is one about sustainable fashion. Next. And this is about logistics in fluid with Chile. We have 2 antennas. One I would like to correct. We have 1 antenna in Chile and the other is in Argentina. In Panama, we close when the COVID. Okay, and always one of the priorities in Finnova is we think in the next generations. Especially, I come from a country, Spain, that is the leadest country in youth unemployment, what is really sad. Anyway, we have this initiative, Next Talent Generation. We have our website. Okay, we are very small, but every year we facilitate around 80 training paid periods in Brussels, in different entities, not only in Finnova, and we try always to inspire young people to try to do a training period into the European Commission after our experience in Finnova or in Brussels. And of course, there are some public funding for this training period. We are talking of Youth Guarantee and others. Some regions, some municipalities, some countries, they have global training, the Basque Country. We have Genius from the province of Tarragona, Diputación of Tarragona, from Genius, we have Talentium from Diputación of Jaén and others. If we want to change the world in a positive way, we need to offer real training opportunities for young people. Next, please. And of course, our priorities, people that are under 30 years old, that has what we call ninis. They don't work, they don't study, but they are very top level young people that they need just a little experience. We host not only Spanish people, of course, but Italians, Greeks, and I would like in the future, why not people from Switzerland or from Germany. We are working also, if some of you knows an initiative that is in the field of energy efficiency in building, we have now an open call with the European PropTech House. PropTech means property technologies. Imagine the slot to be able to earn energy through the energy efficiency or domotic, etc. And it's open. It's the PropTech Startup Europe Awards. And the winners is open now. And the winners, they will receive some basic advice to try to transform their idea in a real EU funding project. Next. You have my data here. There is my Spanish mobile, but I have also a Belgian mobile phone. And okay, I would like to thank all the technical service that has been trying to help us. We have some issues in the first beginning. There were a problem with the connection, but I want to thank all of them and also the people that has been working hard for this event. And I want to thank the presence of the European Commission and all of you. Thank you very much, Paula, Pascal, to our leader in this project, Nayra Moreno, and of course to Pfeiffer Juerg, to Jessica, to Rainer Stetter. Thank you very much for that vision. And Alejandro and all of you, and of course the students has participated. Karakoyun, Alaaddin, and your colleague, thank you very much. Vielen Dank, muchísimas gracias, all of you. You have our mails, and let's keep in contact. This project will be finished at the end of July. We have some weeks to work, but if not after, we will be here more than open to think in innovation for this in this field of energy. I don't know if someone from the Commission wants to say something as a closing, inspiring phrase. Paula, quizás.
We are in the still connected. If you want maybe to go
in this
ahead.
Energy Week.
I mean, from my side, I would really just flag that it was a very interesting set of presentations, very practical, hands-on tools. And as you said, really, energy and education really need to go together for the transition and the objectives that we have ahead to materialize. So very much looking forward to the continuation of the project from my side. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thanks all of you. Have a good Energy Week. Where you are, in Canary Islands, in Germany, in Switzerland. Thank you, all of you. Thanks.
Thank you.